In this video, we are going to be doing an examination of one of the new mech designs of the late Dark Age and Ilclan era. Supporting a unique appearance, this new addition to the setting has become an immediate standout from its peers in the Ilclan era. Created by Clan Seafox for both internal usage and to be sold to any valued client, so long as they are fellow clanners and they pay the right price for them. Remember, the real objective for any sale to an outsider is to get that outsider to begin paying maintenance for these new weapon systems. And this mech is no different. With all of that said, let us begin to examine this latest example of Seafox's predatory sales practices, the Hammerhead. A clan medium mech weighing in at 45 tons, the Hammerhead is one of the most durable mechs in its weight class ever constructed, and dedicates an immense amount of its weight to its armored protection. This hardened machine hit the ground running in 3149, one of the last years of what was seen as the Dark Age era, and has become a popular export for Clan Seafox almost immediately. Its very stocky and distinct appearance makes it look more intimidating than its 45-ton weight may portray, but it backs it up with very impressive reports on its field use by both Seafox and their clan counterparts. It is noteworthy, though, that the Hammerhead has several issues regarding onboard systems, but only from export models. Clan Seafox attributes this to software errors, and that software updates should fix them. This is typically due to different firmware and software preferences that their clients request being programmed into the mech, that vary from the domestic models. Supposedly. All the same, the indomitable little mech is a terror on the field of battle, taking improbable amounts of incoming fire for its size and speed, and either breaking through enemy lines, drawing fire, or harassing its opposition into an early grave. Once the Hammerhead descends, the feeding frenzy begins. There is, as of this video, only one model of the Hammerhead at this time, with no distinction beyond simply being called the Hammerhead. It is powered by a more than reasonable Clan Firebox 270 XL Fusion engine, giving it a maximum speed, normally of 97.2 km per hour. However, due to its advanced armored protection, this speed is reduced to 86 km per hour, or 8 movement points on the tabletop game. During earlier eras, this speed would be beyond adequate for its size and weight, and would make it something which could be challenging to deal with. However, by the time of 3150, this speed is average for its size, perhaps bordering on mediocre, if only just. Without jump jets, its maneuvering is wholly dependent on its ability to run or walk, though it should have enough movement to be able to obscure itself from targets, at least to some degree, when not tied up in dense terrain. Though it's worth noting, the Hammerhead is perhaps better at navigating the waves in these waters, at least in one way, which is the installation of AES systems, or Actuator Enhancement Systems. This provides this shark with the function of having a -2 to all piloting checks. When factoring in its heavy armor, it is in fact just a -1. This still makes it harder to knock over from incoming fire, which is good, as it only adds to the durability of the mech. For heatsinks, this vehicle has 10 double heatsinks, giving it a 20 sinking capacity in total without adding any additional weight. This is more than adequate when taking into account its modest but effective weapon systems. For a clan 45-ton Battlemech, there may be a presumption that the Hammerhead would be relatively heavily armed, but it has traded this for reliability and durability. As a result, this brutal medium war machine comes with a series of sensible choices to erode away its opposition in battle when also factoring in its movement and endurance. To start with, it has an accurate and powerful Series 44H large pulse laser as its primary weapon, mounted in the right torso. As a pulse laser, this means it is more accurate when firing, and its damage is very respectable. This means that the Hammerhead can rely on this weapon to perform as expected even in tense standoffs. Next, it comes installed with a Series 2B extended range medium laser, adding an extra punch when needed in concert with the large pulse laser, and is mounted in the center torso. Finally, in the left torso, this Battlemech comes installed with a Streak SRM-6 with 1 ton of ammunition, which is also deposited in the left torso. One design overlook may be that this ammunition is not protected by the case, which in theory could be absolutely disastrous for the mech, though this is still unlikely and we're going to find out why later in this video. Its weapon set is easy and manageable to use, even if it doesn't excite in the first rounds of combat. The truth is, it works in concert with the rest of the design, allowing the Hammerhead to tank incoming damage, and to use its consistent weapons to shoot back at its opponents, wearing them down and obscuring them while the rest of the unit does the work, or it slowly exhausts its opponent, biting at it every turn until it collapses from exhaustion. Finally, we get to the main course, the main reason the Hammerhead is so dangerous. Namely, for protection, it comes with a shocking 15 tons of hardened armor. This will result in the machine having a slightly worse piloting skill, and why it needs AES to be less prone to knockdowns. It's also why its engine, though impressive, is slightly short of its maximum speed. Hardened armor is an incredibly impressive system. It only gives half the protection points per ton as compared to standard armor, but it takes 1 damage for every 2 points of incoming damage, making it incredibly strong. In addition to this, critical hits are too harder to achieve in this mech, meaning that to score them, any of them, is much more difficult, which may explain why it doesn't see purpose behind having a case for its SRM ammunition. As if that weren't enough as well, it gives enhanced protection against armor-piercing ammunition, tandem-charged missiles, and tasers. This means this medium mech is more armored than many heavies, functionally, and its systems are very unlikely to be disabled, barring the destruction of whole compartments. Built to be unyielding, stable, reliable, durable, and deadly, this mech may be one of the best non-jump capable brawlers to have ever walked on the battlefields of the Inner Sphere. It is able to tank shocking amounts of damage, and is able to respond in kind with simple, reliable weapon sets. The Hammerhead is like a 45-ton juggernaut, crashing into its opponent in battle at close range, and even taking advantage of its battle fists while it's in close. There are few heavy mechs who can output enough fire against a moderately fast target that can just wear this thing down quickly enough to ignore it. And that, in and of itself, is extraordinarily impressive. Popular among its clan purchasers, and a solid selling mech at home, Clan Seafox has created a unique and powerful machine for the new age of warfare. It has a specific purpose, it performs it very well, and it seems able to perform to a high standard. Though this mech has no immediate history or pedigree outside of use in recent wars, I suspect it will have a very long, storied history indeed, with many more variants to spawn over the coming years and the coming wars of the Ilclan era. Because let's be real, sharks of fortune will always be attracted to blood in the water. Thank you for joining me here today. If you enjoyed this content, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. There's also a YouTube member program that supports this channel, and I greatly appreciate the support from the members as well, because they help allow this content to be made. With that, I will catch all of you in the comments section below.